Looks like we already quit, and it does. Since the 6-minute mark, I've been hearing over here, pick your hands up, all right?
Obviously disappointed. Not as much with the loss, although I mean you are disappointed with the loss, but more with how it occurred. We just, like I was telling you earlier, the difference between them and us is really between the years. And from the opening tip, we just were not. We were rattled, anxious, nervous. Whatever words you want to use to describe it, we just weren't ourselves. And we battled and battled and battled till the 9:40 mark. I think that's when we tied it up at 50, and then from there on, they went on a 25-8 run the last 8 minutes. And so many of those were in the paint. We just did not defend the paint well, whether we were in man or zone. So more disappointed with that, with the execution, the effort, or lack thereof, I guess you could say.
I mean, you out-rebounded them. You had more second-chance points. You were within 4 with about 6 minutes to go. What changed down the stretch?
Well, I think they get easy buckets, obviously, in the paint. And I think you see us forcing or pressing and making misreads. Maddie came off of ball screens 3 times on the left wing, driving right, which is her dominant hand, and she stops and shoots 2 threes and takes 1 dribble and picks it up when she had the entire lane. And so because we just were never comfortable and we were rattled or nervous or whatever the word is that you wanted to use, we didn't see reads, we didn't get the easy buckets that we're used to getting. And I think we had to extend so much energy in the first half to get back into the game with our press and our defensive gimmicks, if that so be, I guess, that I think down the stretch we were also fatigued. But yeah, like we knew we had to control the glass and out-rebound them. We knew that. We knew we had to go to the foul line more than them, which we did. And we just, the one part of the defensive plan that we didn't execute was taken away. We wanted to keep them above the second hash mark, and obviously we failed to do that.
Well, obviously disappointed in the loss. However, now you're 5-1 in the conference, and you're in a 3-way tie for first. When you play one of those teams on Saturday, Texas A&M International, set us up for that game.
Well, I think that's the thing you start with in the locker room when I went in to talk to the girls. Before you get into the specifics of this game, this is one of 20, and they all mean the same thing. So I think the big thing for us is not to let this lead into Saturday's game and affect our performance there. But their international is really good. They're totally different from St. Mary's. St. Mary's is more of a one-on-one dribble drive, pick and roll team, whereas international can score from the inside outside. They have shooters. They're more traditional, more like us, which in some ways, you think they're tougher to defend. But in some ways, since we practice against more traditional type sets, I think that might help us some. But it's going to be a tough game down there, and it's one now at this point in time we have to get. When you look at the schedule and you look at these 2 weeks with Mary's and International and then Lubbock Christian and UTBB, you've got to split those games, and you really need to pick up one on the road. So, we'll go back, regroup, and I have no doubt we'll put forth much better effort execution-wise and just overall effort and enthusiasm-wise.